Hey, everybody, I'm here with the Miserable Liberal and Ron Placone. Ron Placone's on tour doing stand-up with Graham Elwood in the South. Where are you going?
Yeah, next week we're going to Oxford, Mississippi, Lafayette, Louisiana, New Orleans, and Pensacola. Tickets at ronplacone.com.
All right, everybody, check it out. So good news for the internet. Trump killed net neutrality. Congress is getting a chance to bring it back. The Save the Internet Act would reverse one of the most unpopular policy changes in the world. So, little over. You remember what happened? Ajit Pai, the former Verizon lawyer that President Trump put in charge of the Federal Communications Commission because he's draining the swamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He gets the former. And what they did is they famously or infamously, they gutted net neutrality, which is internet protections for people like you and me, the little guy. The repeal of net neutrality was one of the most unpopular actions by any government agency in modern memory. People across the political spectrum were outraged, but now there's the Save the Internet Act, and that would restore the entire 2015 open internet order, including the rules it adopted, the protections and precedents set forth in the text of FCC. So what does that mean, Ron?
So what happened is this bill dropped very recently this week, and it is 3 pages. Not a ton of verbiage there, and it basically says we're going back to what we had in 2015. We're doing away with what they did in 2017, and what they did in 2017 was repeal net neutrality. What this does is it restores the protections from 2015, which makes the internet a Title II designation, which means it is a common carrier service via the FCC standards, which means they can keep net neutrality on the books, and we're guaranteed net neutrality protections.
Oh, so that's great. So we're going to go back to the Title II framework?
Yes.
Under which broadband internet access is classified. So it's going to go back to, would that put it back as a utility, right?
Yes. It's a telecommunications service. It's a common carrier utility. The Title I thing, which is what, Ajit Pai's FCC wanted, that makes it an information service, meaning it can be treated like radio or television.
Okay. And this Title II is stronger protection for us.
Yes.
So the bill, Save the Internet Act, can't come soon enough. It's been less than a year since the FCC repeal went into effect, and the telecom providers who pinky sweared that they would behave have been quietly testing the limits of what they can get away with. Oh, and let me tell you, they've been getting away with some stuff. Well, just in the firefighting, which is in this story, we're going to talk about that. Researchers found that the country's largest cell phone carriers, including Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, were deliberately slowing streaming speeds to popular smartphone apps like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and NBC Sports. Isn't that something? That very thing everybody was afraid of happened immediately. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Why do you need net neutrality protections? Donald Trump wants to F you over them, and he is. So Congress is trying to get, of course they're doing it. Verizon was caught throttling the data services of firefighters. We covered that story.
We did. Yeah.
So it's just horrible. So they're fighting the worst fire in the history of California, and Verizon wants to make an extra $1 off the fire people that are fighting it.
Yeah. So they infringed on their ability to communicate with each other while they were fighting a fire.
In the middle of the fire, they screwed their communications.
How is that not illegal?
And demanded payment.
How does that not break some sort of law in the midst of an emergency?
They tried to charge the fire department double to restore service in the midst of a life. What could go? Get rid of government protections on the internet. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? This idea that people have that corporations are going to act like Mr. Rogers or something, or like they're Santa Claus or nice people. Corporations are amoral entities that are your dictator. They are crushing you. They don't. It's amazing, and those are just the cases we know about. Meanwhile, none of the alleged economic benefits that Ajit Pai promised would result from the repeal remember they said, it'd be better for us.
Oh, yeah, it'd be better for us. It'd be better for our choices as consumers. It'd be good for broadband investment. It'd be good for jobs. It's been good for none of those things. You know the only people that have seen more work out of this? Lawyers. Because everyone's taking this to court left and right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be better. We're going to have more competition. We get rid of regulation on the internet. Oh, boy. Instead, big telecom is laying off workers. Prices are continuing to climb. And though Ajit Pai claims investment in new broadband access is soaring, it actually isn't. Here's Ro Khanna. He tweeted this out. You can't read it. I'll tell you what it says. It says, if we don't restore net neutrality, the internet will become a closed network where the ISPs, meaning the people who bring you and provide you the internet, could block any content that they don't like. Competition will be destroyed since ISPs, meaning the people who give you the internet, can block any applications that compete with their products. And ISPs can split the internet into packages, so you won't be able to pay one price to access all the websites. So it's even worse than that even sounds. I know that sounds bad. It's even worse than that. So that's Ro Khanna, who's on top of this. He's a congressperson from Silicon Valley. So this is exactly what the Democrats should be doing. Because it will, and they should pass this. And if Nancy Pelosi can't pass this in the House, well, then she's not a master legislator. And the reason why you want to pass this in the House is because then you put the pressure on the Republicans and Trump, and then you expose them. Then you can run on this. You can run on this in 2020 if they're smart.
83% of people in favor of net neutrality.
I have a feeling that Nancy Pelosi cannot whip enough votes for this.
I have a feeling it's gonna get through the House fine, but the Senate and Trump.
No, of course not. But that's when the Democrats are supposed to be smart, which they never ever are, and they're supposed to use this as an issue in 2020 to beat the Republicans over the head with it.
Right.
Because, as you say, it's overwhelmingly popular. Net neutrality legislation and protections are overwhelmingly popular.
Yes.
Okay. We'll see what happens. I can't wait to see how the Democrats fuck this up. We're announcing our dates for 2019. We're going to Ventura Comedy Club, March 31st, Tempe, Arizona, Austin, Texas, Portland, Chicago, and lots more. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our dates and live shows. And please become a patron. We give you hours of bonus material. And please make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you're subscribed, they unsubscribe people every day, and you might be one of them. Check to make sure you're subscribed, and then you have to click the bell twice so they send you a notification when we drop a video. Thanks for your support.